you also get to see your song here. So when you're on a long drive, this works great because you have your music over here that you can see. You have your maps right here keeping you navigated on the road. Hello everyone, I am here in the car again, but as you can see, this is not my car. My car doesn't have nice leather and stuff like that. I don't have any of that. This is my girlfriend's car, who I was going to say I stolen it, but I didn't steal it. I borrowed it so I could literally make a video about the iOS 13 Apple CarPlay update. As many of you probably know, I'm an Android person, so this isn't something that I'm too familiar with, but I wanted to just show it to you, show you some of the features, what's changed. As you know, Apple CarPlay released in 2014, 2015. It's been the same ever since, and this is really the first update to it. So since she has an iPhone, I have borrowed her iPhone, and I have plugged it into the cable, plugged it into the car, and here we are. We have the new look of Apple CarPlay. Now down here in the corner is basically your menu button. And with this menu button, you're able to see a few different things on this one screen. Now this is of course your maps. If you tap your maps, it gets bigger of course, and then you can hit this button to see the rest of this. This is showing nearby parking and nearby gas stations. So it'll show me that like there's all this stuff very close by. Very, very nice to see. But you also get to see your song here. So when you're on a long drive, this works great because you have your music over here that you can see. You have your maps right here keeping you navigated on the road. And then of course anything else you need is on the side here. Now, this is the more familiar menu that they had before. Of course, phone. It's just phone. It's your normal phone settings, favorites, recents, contacts, etc., etc. The messages is of course your text messages. And if you click that, you can use Siri to try to create a message. Who do you want to send it to? Maps is, of course, just your normal maps. And the now playing section is your music that's playing, whatever app that's playing from. We've started using the Google Play Music because that's what I use a lot. This button, of course, just takes you back to your normal car, whether it's a Hyundai or Dodge or whatever it is. Calendar. This is a new one that they've added. You would see your events here today, and if there was any events on this screen, they would actually have the events here, saying like you have a meeting with Jimmy at 2 o'clock or whatever you have. Pandora is of course just Pandora, and that's the other couple of apps that I have there. Now, as far as I know, there's really nothing else new about this. You cannot change this from Apple Maps to Waze or anything like that. You can try to use Siri to do certain things, like if I hit the mic button on the car, it brings up Siri. Take me home with Waze.
I don't know your home address.
Okay, well, her home address isn't set up, but if her home address would have been set up, it would have then created directions for us to go home, of course. So essentially, this is it for the iOS 13 Apple CarPlay update. It does seem to be a lot smoother and just more fluid. It makes you think a lot more of your phone. Now, of course, one of my issues is like with Apple CarPlay, like if I unlock her phone, hold on. So like if I go into anything on this, like so used to, like if I clicked on messages on the phone, it would bring up messages up here as well. Looks like they have solved that little issue, so that is very good. In my opinion, because that was quite annoying. When we would be riding together, she would have her phone, and then she would have, you know, pulled up a text message or something, and then the text message would take over the screen, and then I couldn't see the maps anymore, of course, which I needed to see. So I'm very glad to see that they have changed that. That's a lot better. So that is what Apple CarPlay looks like when you're on iOS 13. As far as I know, I think iOS 13 is going back to iPhone 8, 7. I'll pop that up right here because I don't follow Apple nearly as much as other people do. I really dislike their products, but I wanted to make a video about this because it's new. Again, the original intention of this, and I can show you here, the original intention of this was to not be able to use your phone while you're in the CarPlay. You see how I'm like in both? That's that's what you weren't supposed to be able to do. It was supposed to lock out your phone, but I think a lot of people really complained about that, and that's why they changed that feature. But either way, I still love Apple CarPlay and even Android Auto. And while I'm here, I'm going to use her phone to make me a video about Android Auto. So that'll actually be recorded on an iPhone. I'll get to see the difference, if there is any, in quality of an iPhone versus Android, or versus my Pixel 3 XL. So that sounds exciting to me, at least, because I'm a nerd. I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta go get dinner, and I will see you guys in the next video. Hope everyone's having a great day. Click that like button for me. Click subscribe down in the corner to check out what we're doing next time, and I'll see you in the next video. Deuces. This Chick-fil-A has an awning, heaters, fans. They have everything for them to be covered while they take the orders like this.